And welcome into the Cardinals franchise, where today I think we're going to start off at trade deadline by making one last trade for the season. And we've talked about it. I definitely talked about it a bit last episode with the fact that we don't have really anyone on our defensive line, specifically in the middle, that could stop the run or really hold down anything really in the run. We have Fotu in the middle, who's 24 years old, and he really doesn't have any ratings above 70. So I think we make a trade, not a splash trade, but a trade to help shore up the middle. And Tim Settle, after looking through every available left, right, DT across the entire NFL, I feel like this is the most realistic trade that could be made. He's 6'3", 308, 25 years old, so can still get a bit better. He's not going to be a huge player for us in the long term. He's only normal dev. But when we look over at his ratings, he's already has 88 strength. We could work towards getting that boost for our defense to bump that up by 4 to a 92, which would be solid for us. But he's coming in with 77 block shedding and power moves. At DT, the highest we have for block shedding, I think, is 71. So a big jump there. He has good awareness, a decent awareness, play rec. He could tackle as well. He's not a fast guy. He will strictly play DT for us. He's good he's good injury wise. He's not going to be a risk there. He could hit pretty well. Decent pursuit. Impact block is pretty good. Toughness pretty good. Stamina is a bit low, but he's a DT. It's about what you would expect. I think Tim Settle from Buffalo College, Virginia Tech, would be a solid guy for us to pick up, and I don't think we'll have to offer too much. We made a lot of trades earlier in the season and acquired a bit of some mid-round options this year. So I think we start with that just plain old fourth-round pick and see if they're interested. And they are. We will bring in a new starting DT, and we'll send a fourth-round pick over to the Buffalo Bills. I think that, for us, solid. And again, like I said, don't think this was a big splash kind of trade here, but I think shows that we are definitely trying to make a push in our division. We're close to that first spot in our division, right behind the Rams, but in order to try to stay close to that, we need to be able to shore up the middle of our defense, and I think Tim Settle will do that. Comparatively, what we could do here, also we will need to make a cut as we're now over the limit, but comparatively, strength-wise, same as Fotu, so we're good there. Awareness goes up, play rec goes up, power moves goes up by 10, counting in the negative effect of morale. Finesse moves goes up by almost 20. Block shedding goes up by about 8. Tackling is a little bit lower. Hit power, a little bit lower. Pursuit, oh, I slapped a button. But like I was saying, pursuit, a little bit better. Zone coverage, technically better. I think we'll have a much better middle of the defense guy here with Tim Settle. Fotu will stay with the team as a backup. And that does mean, like I said, we need to get rid of someone. And I think Matt Dickerson is the guy to get rid of. There's no penalty. It clears up almost $1 million in savings. He's 26 years old. I don't think he's going to get much better. And as a DT, it's 75 block shedding, so not the worst on the team, but lowest overall already being 26. Want to stay with the younger guys. I think Matt Dickerson is the guy to go. So we will release him, get back to our 53-man limit. So that now gives our defense a 71 at left end. At right end, we'll have a 73 in Zach Allen. DT will be a 73 with Tim Settle. In terms of the pass rush, Gardick will continue to be on that outside, being a 74. At the opposite side will be Devin Kennard with a 73. We could potentially put Zach Allen there. We'll see kind of how they end up playing. They're very similar overall. This is very similar in terms of how they play. We'll go with the better speed because at the rush DT, what I do want to do is have Kingsley Keke out there as well as Tim Settle. Tim Settle needs to be out in the middle to help secure that middle for us. With Keke, we don't have as much block shedding, but we do get a bit more pass rush ability with a 77 and 71 respectively. So I think that'll work out decently well, as well as a bit more strength in the middle. So that is what we will have moving forward for the remainder of the season, barring any injuries. But with that deal made today, this game against the Vikings is huge, not because it's a battle of the traditional series of my franchise, starting with the Minnesota Vikings in Madden 22 and now the Cardinals in Madden 23, but not necessarily even directly tied to this game. In the NFC West, the Rams sit up top. They beat us earlier in the season, 4-2. We are 4-3. They had their bye week last week, so a victory today would be huge in helping us jump them and take that first spot, helping us get into the playoffs. It would still probably at this point end up being a wild card because we're sitting around 500, but that's why we made that trade. Makes us a little bit more aggressive in pushing for it before we make a lot of changes to the defense, hopefully, in the offseason. So let's run through some of these things for this week, which actually isn't much, but we could take a look at the mock draft to see where some guys are falling. And right now, looks like actually the number one pick will be an edge rush guy in Derek Gibson, a power rusher out of Oklahoma State. How rarely do you see an Oklahoma State player go this high? There's also some corners. The quarterbacks going fairly early with 3 in the top 7. Some tackles as well. Now, this is a really good offensive tackle class, another position of need for us. It's another reason why we addressed some D-line help during the season, is because we're not going to be able to make as many big moves as we might end up needing to make. So a running back goes top 15 or top 11, I guess you'd go ahead and say. As for us, they expect us to go with J.P. Richardson out of Notre Dame, a 6'4", 308-pound left end. He is a run stopper, and with him we know A, block shedding, D, finesse moves, A to C power moves, and A, tackling. Definitely someone that we could possibly end up going after. We have 2 other defensive line spots that we need to fill out. Depending on the depth of the offensive linemen as well, will greatly impact what we end up doing in the first round. So he is a solid option for sure. As for another player that I really like, but doubt we would ever have the possibility of picking up, is Quan Barnes, a cornerback, 6'2", 195, 22 years old out of Tennessee. He is my dream cornerback with speed, power, change of direction, good acceleration. And the reason I really like him is this dude is a press man guy that also has impressive zone ability. A, awareness, A, catching, A, man coverage, A, tackle, A, stamina, B, press, B, zone coverage. He also could have A or B hit power with B to C block shedding. This guy is phenomenal. I expect him to be an 80-something overall when drafted. He is probably one of those like once-in-a-lifetime generational players, I think is what they call him, in this series. Again, would love to have this guy, but we have so many needs everywhere else. Corner is one of our better positions. We need to address the slot corner spot. But the top 2, we have Adoree Jackson and Byron Murphy Jr. I feel like they are definite guys we could build around, but Quan Barnes does look really good. But we will take a more in-depth look at the draft class in week 10. So we could choose 3 guys we want to have focus scouting on in week 11. So look forward to that. But now it's time to look forward to this game against the Minnesota Vikings. And welcome into US Bank Stadium. First time saying that in a good little bit, but we are taking on the Vikings today. And we obviously made some big changes to our, well, let's say big changes, but we made some changes to the middle of our defense, and as well as making the trade for Tim Settle, also upgraded our defensive coach to boost some of that block shedding. So hopefully that'll help out. Kirk having a pretty Kirk season so far, and the Vikings playing average with that makes a lot of sense. So Tim Settle, big number 99 for us in the middle, will hopefully help out today as we have to contain Dalvin, who just shook around everybody for a gain of 13. And we'll also see a bit of Settle in the rush DT as well. Possibly we'll see Allen come in at the right edge rush spot. We'll see how we do with Kennard. He had a really good first game out there. We didn't see him much last game though. But the goal today, really want to make sure we're stuffing the run in the middle. Dalvin did have a good first carry, but we want to make sure if he gets much yards, needs to be on the outside. Want to make sure he's bouncing, and that pass thrown out of bounds from Kirk. They did have Irv Smith in the area. And on 3rd and 7, they'll come out with 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Looks like they have a new receiver out there wearing number 1. Not quite sure who that is. And we're not able to get there. Byron Murphy also or not that Byron Murphy, that was Adoree Jackson a step behind. And number 1 is Emmanuel Sanders with the catch. I'm pretty sure he just retired today as I record this. So, awkward. Fake the jet sweep to him, and we're going to miss the tackle in the backfield. Isaiah Smith will bring down Dalvin Cook after a gain of 8. So far, nothing very noticeable in terms of better run stopping. But granted, it wasn't a huge splash trade, so nothing that we expected to be right out of the get-go. And a solid run there from number 25, Kelly. Is that Joshua Kelly? I believe so. We had him in the Vikings franchise. Funny enough, he also comes there in Madden 23. Can't remember what team he's on in real life. It looks like the Vikings got themselves a new backup as Irv Smith with the catch and a lot of second effort. Gets him 15 on the catch. And that's something we definitely need to avoid giving up. If we're going to give up a short underneath catch, fine, but have it be for a quick tackle, so only a gain of a few. Dalvin smacked down after the catch by Budda Baker. The Vikings now find themselves inside the red zone. 2nd and 5 at the 16. Come out with a double A-gap. Gardick off the edge will smack Kirk Cousins in the backfield. Almost got sandwiched, but luckily for him, Kennard did not hit him from behind, but will be a loss of around 7 yards, bringing up 3rd and 12. And on said 3rd and 12, they'll come out with a tight shotgun set here. We'll try to protect the outside with our corners. So looks like that's also where they're going to go with their majority of their guys, but instead Justin Jefferson found across the middle, first down at the 10. And that was against our slot corner, and that's another area that we want to work on in the offseason, finding an improvement there, because I think the guy we currently have playing there is a backup safety and is only like a 70, maybe 71 overall. So definitely some areas to get better at, and if I had a bunch of first-round picks, I would definitely be going after that corner early, because he has potential to play in the slot as well as the outside. Will force a pass out of bounds as well as a flag. We'll take that. We'll back him up, holding Brian O'Neill. That'll make it 2nd and goal from the 17 as they come out with a tight bunch here. We'll come out, instead audible to the double A-gap. They go with a run down the middle, and plenty of running room there for Dalvin. Honestly, could have had more, but we'll bring him down at the 8. And on 3rd and goal, shotgun set, 2 receivers to the right, including Adam Thielen, who's very dangerous in the red zone. I think for a couple years in a row, he's probably averaged the most amount of touchdowns in back-to-back games from the red zone. But there's a sack, fumble, recovered by Tim Settle. Forced, I believe, by Devin Kennard, and then recovered by our brand new defensive tackle. The only way we've been able to stay in games for a while has been forcing turnovers, and we get another big one there as we come out with a read option, or not read option, RPO. And we'll toss this one out to Young for a gain of 5, who's done solid in that role. If you weren't around when we brought him in, he's actually a receiver that we turned into a running back. So doing pretty well. Mostert will get us the first down here on the actual read option. And on 1st and 10, let's try a jailbreak screen. I haven't ran this, I feel like, in several years. And unfortunately, blocking not too great. We had 2 guys out there blocking to block 2 guys. Just didn't work. So on 2nd and 12, we'll come out with 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Try to get that jet sweep to Rondale Moore. We've tried to run this to him several times, but just every time we call it, they typically bring down a safety. They don't here. We get a gain of about 6 yards, but a flag is down. And that will back us up holding on Zach Ertz. So it was a solid gain. Ends up being erased. We'll slide over the offensive line here and leave Williams in to block as they bring down their safeties. They blitz from the other side, and we're going to get sacked through a block. But Harrison Hitman Smith, it's going to happen. And that will actually end our first quarter. So I'll have some time to come up with a play to get us about 30 yards on 3rd down. And let's see if this will work. Gonna have a little bit of a switch concept on the outside. Moore will head down the sideline. Hopkins crossing the field. Bit of play action. And not a whole lot. We're just gonna scramble here with Murray. Get what we can. Cut back inside, and he's close. They give it to us. 1st down, Kyler Murray. A gain of 31 yards. That cutback there was huge for us. Right in front of Booth, was able to get enough. Asamoah comes in to get the tackle, but not in time. A huge let up by the Vikings defense. And as a Vikings fan, I could say that could definitely happen. So, very realistic play there for us. Go with the read option here. They read it. We'll hand it off. Mostert not able to stay on his feet. Gain of 3. Bring up a 2nd and 7. We'll stay on the same look here. 3 to the left. Ertz at the end of the line to the right. And try to step up. No, that was not a fumble. Full throwing motion, but the refs counted as a fumble. Zadarius Smith credited with the fumble, but actually no, fumble recovery for Zadarius Smith. That was Hunter with the forced fumble, but that arm was completely in forward motion. That's not a fumble, but for however many years, Madden has not included that. If you've been around for a while, I believe it was the last season of the Vikings franchise against the Seattle Seahawks. We had that happen to us 2 plays in a row where, excuse my dog, where we threw a pass, but we got hit when we threw it. They counted it as a fumble, and it was a scoop and score 2 plays in a row. So really bad, and that almost strikes again. See if we could force something here. Nice pass break up there by Zaven Collins. They'll bring up a 2nd and 10. They come out in a tight formation. 2 receivers to the left, both Jefferson and Thielen. Tell you what, they have a lot of different concepts here. Pass to the outside, Ertz, not Ertz, that's for us. Irv Smith, caught out of bounds. Will be a gain of 2. Not caught out of bounds, but caught, comma, then out of bounds. No, caught, then, I don't know. It was caught, and then he stepped out of bounds. Pass thrown out of the back of the end zone. 4th and 8, field goal unit coming on. And that does not look like Joseph, so not sure who their kicker is. Either way, that one is up and through. Vikings score first in this one, 3-0. And well, we had a decent drive going last time before it was wrongfully taken away from us. We'll try again here on this possession. Again, go with that quick pass to the outside and no blocking from D-Hop. Pat Pete gets a tackle for loss of 1 in a bit of a revenge game. On 2nd and 1 here, same formation, and this was not the play that I remember calling, but not too bad. I'll run it anyway. Try to get to the outside here. Nice catch one-on-one against, is that Booth wearing 24? Still learning the Vikings' new numbers. I feel like that might be Booth. Either way, caught for the 1st down. We got one-on-one out here with D-Hop. We'll send him out deep, send Mostert on an out route. We got the one-on-one, and I'm pretty sure Hopkins has more wheels than Peterson, but either way, force the DPI. And I really don't feel like Hopkins really made a huge impression. His first game back last episode, besides, the final touchdown play for us. Gain of 3 here from Young. So I'd like to see him get open a little bit more, for sure. We'll go with a bit of play action here on 2nd and 7. So we try to find something across the middle. Going to end up just scrambling for it. Murray runs into Asamoah. Also had Hunter there, 3rd and 4. And on 3rd and 4, we'll come out 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Going to try to go with the jet sweep here. Rondale Moore, use that speed to get to the outside. Blocking doesn't quite hold up, but a nice cut back there from Rondale Moore will give us the first down at the 15. Now within strike, or obviously we've been in striking range because we could score from quite a distance away, but a little bit more of a comfortable striking position here. To go across the middle and just, they let go of Brown. You can't do that. That's Kendricks too. Kendricks got to stay with him. Easy toss there. And Brown is going to get into the end zone if you give him 10 yards of open space. We'll take the lead here with a short little pass to Marquise Brown, who that turns upfield, gets into the end zone. No one was there. Awkward looking throwing animation, but hey, if it gives us a touchdown, no complaints. And of course, our team working on our first real win streak this season. 2-game win streak, nothing spectacular, but at least building blocks here for us as we get a stop here with Zaven Collins after a gain of 6. And so far, kind of like what I was thinking, you know, slightly better run stopping, but nothing spectacular about what I imagined with Settle. You know, no, he's not a superstar run stopper by any means, but I think he'll do just enough as we hit the 2-minute warning here to help us secure a little bit more of that inside. And with him also having a bit of pass rush ability as well, if we end up finding a really good run stopper in the draft, as we force a great stop there on the screen, that went nowhere. But as I was saying, if we could find ourselves a really good run stopper in the draft, we can still move around Tim Settle a little bit. Plus, it only costs us a extra 4th round pick. We still have 2 this draft to work with, so not too bad. And for some reason, my depth chart has been completely switched around, and now Adoree Jackson is now returning punts. Interesting. But let's see if we could put ourselves together a nice 2-minute drive here. We've ran this RPO several times already today. Let's actually hand this one off down the middle. Mostert will get by Kendricks, but quickly tackled by number 91. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you who that is. The Vikings have, in this series, signed a few free agents, it looks like, because there's some guys that are not on the team in real life. We're going to go for D-Hop here, one-on-one. Gets the snag against Peterson. Gets us all the way down to the 27. Harrison Smith comes over to help get the tackle. And I think that is a little bit of what we've been missing of late, is just another option really at receiver, and I did not want to hand that one off. I wanted to throw that to the screen, but we'll at least get a yard there with Williams. 2nd and 9, about 30 seconds left. Need to start considering calling some of our timeouts, as that one overthrown to Ertz. I'll bring up a 3rd and 9. Not a whole lot of time left in this half, but at least in scoring position here. As that again, really? You got to do better holding onto the ball there, Kyler. No longer in scoring position. Vikings now have the ball. Looks like maybe a late strip. Maybe he got hit by his own offensive lineman and the ball comes out. Actually looks like it might have been caught on Daniil, who also ends up recovering it. Either way, really bad ball management today from Kyler. He's thrown some more accurate passes, but fumbling twice in the first half is not great. They'll get the ball out to Cook for a gain of 4 and out of bounds. But a booth review coming in on it, so maybe he didn't get the catch. And I can't tell. Not a good view, cut off the feet. And looks like it might cut off the feet again. No, it looks like a toe tap. That should be complete. No, they say incomplete. Well, I was wrong. Instead, we have 2nd and 10 as they come out with some trips to the left-hand side. We'll make an audible here, go with a single high safety. Thrown out to the sideline, caught inbounds though, then out of bounds goes Thielen. And on 3rd and 3, bit of a questionable call. One-on-one everywhere. We're going to have a free rusher here though. Gardick off the edge will not get to Cook, or get to Cousins. Instead, Thompson swats that one away. 4th and 3 with 12 seconds left. And following the punt, only 4 seconds. So a single shot here to try to get some points on the board. See what we can do. With the pass rush like this, not much. And that's going to be another turnover. Luckily, he steps straight out of bounds. Not a great game in terms of turnovers for us. Already -3 on the day. And I accidentally skipped halftime, so we'll just jump straight in. Despite my, More so the fumbles that really shouldn't have happened, but despite Kyler's 3 turnovers today, we're still up 7-3. Hopefully by the end of today, we'll find that up by a bit more. Let's see what D-Hop can do in terms of the run game. And with blocking like that, nothing. Plus a 7. So far today, we've seen the edge rush tandem here for the Vikings really cause an impact. Not necessarily in getting a lot of sacks, but in forcing fumbles and somehow getting a sack through 2 blockers. Don't know how that works. And why not? 3rd and 17. Try to find something here. Gonna have one guy go deep, and again, an instant pass rush from the left-hand side. There's nothing you could do there. Another sack, credited to Daniil Hunter, but really that was all on Zadarius Smith. And let's hope our defense can help us out a little bit, because the offense not doing too hot right now. Might need to stick to extremely quick passes, maybe even RPOs throughout the rest of the game if that's the kind of blocking we're going to get on the outside. On 2nd and 7, the Vikings come out spread. Twins to either side, including Irv Smith to that right-hand side. Will be a pass, as they have a couple guys that have broken open, instead thrown out of bounds. Interesting call there, Kirk Cousins. On 3rd and 7, they come out bunch to the right. In that bunch, Emmanuel Sanders, Adam Thielen, and Irv Smith. Several guys that will definitely need to be covered, and they go underneath, and Cook just lays down. I'll take it. All right, RPO time. Let's get to work with our offensive line that is primarily pass blockers. Let's try to run the ball a little bit with some passes out of the back of the backfield. And Young takes a nice hit there from Scene, but holds on to it, gain of 6. Just need to find some little dink and dunk plays, really, to help us get ourselves downfield. Go with the draw here. Mostert not able to get by Harrison Phillips. Nice stop from the Stanford man. And on 3rd and 5, let's hope we could get some blocking on the outside, because Andy Isabella in at the slot. Going to get the jet sweep, and we almost didn't get the block, but good enough to help us get that 5 yards. And tack on an extra yard at the end for the first, tackled by Booth. But again, really needing some quick passes in this game, just to try to avoid taking sack after sack. We'll go across the middle, D-Hop. We get a gain of about 6-7 yards. Takes a solid hit, though, from Bynum. And we'll go with an RPO here. Not sure Hopkins will actually end up getting the pass, but they do evacuate that entire side, so Hopkins, plenty of room to run. Gets by Asamoah, headed down the sideline. Harrison Smith forces him out at the 27. Never say no to a possible screen pass, especially when the corner completely vacates the area. So, nice solid gain for us. Gets us down to the 27. Some of the best field position we've had in quite a while as we look for another underneath pass. This time, Peterson, he gets the victory. So, let's go back to a little bit of RPO. For some reason, it's had Williams in on these. I'm not quite sure why, but he'll get the handoff and we'll get a few yards. Makes it a slightly more manageable 3rd down. And on 3rd and 7, going to send Ertz a little bit deeper. Young on the angle route, maybe Brown underneath. All possibilities. Instead going to go for Young, and barely that was almost intercepted by Asamoah, but somehow Young got the catch and the first. Not a bad play for the, pun intended, young man. Go the read option here, and we'll hand it off. Young tries to get to the outside, did not see D-Hop there, slows him down, brought down by Kendricks after a gain of 8. And so far, the quick game here working. Don't want to jinx it, though. Pass across the middle, Rondale Moore. It worked. Into the end zone we go. We'll widen our lead. Our 2nd touchdown of the day. We'll make it 14-3 with a made PAT. As we can see here, just open spaces had across there. Honestly, they probably could have bumped into each other, but good communication help us get a touchdown. And with about a little over a minute 16 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, Vikings will take over at the 25. Yet to put a touchdown on the board today, despite all their playmakers that they have on offense. Just really haven't found a way to get things going. Dalvin's ran all right. 6 carries, 40 yards, just only 6 carries. You can partially contribute that to the 8-minute quarters, but I feel like if we go any longer, although the stats would be more accurate, I feel like that would make the videos a bit too long. I like the video length we have so far. If not, making them actually a little bit shorter would probably be pretty good. But Byron Murphy gets a stop here, bringing up 3rd and 2. Well, you guys can let me know what you think of the video lengths. You guys want them a little shorter? Do you want me to cut out a little bit more? I keep in pretty much every play of the game, just so it makes it a little bit more realistic. I don't really cut out some drives to where, you'll basically start a drive on 3rd down or skip 2nd down or whatnot. I keep it all in. As we end the 3rd quarter, 14-3, our Cardinals have the lead. And to start the 4th quarter, 1st and 10 at the 42, bunch to the left for the Vikings, as they will go the run down the middle, and luckily Garrett got off that block. Otherwise, wide open running room for Dalvin. Probably got his hopes up a little too much there. I know if I was still doing the Viking series, I would have had my hopes up there because it looked like plenty of running room. But we do get the nice stop. 2nd and 6, double A-gap look for us. We'll drop out of it into a cover 3. Try to sit underneath some of these level plays. A lot of level plays for the Vikings today. We'll get them close to the 1st down, but no home field advantage call there. And on 3rd and inches, try to bring the house here a little bit. Double A-gap, scrunching down the DBs. Instead, they'll get a quick pass to the outside, and we over-pursue with Murphy. Luckily, Adoree Jackson there to bring down Irv Smith after the 1st down. Now down / up to, no, down to, that was right, 39. Coming out here, spread shotgun look to the left, one to the right. Cousins will drop back, quick pass again, Irv Smith. And a solid gain of 6 on 1st down. Finally getting over 100 passing yards for Cousins. And let's bring a little bit of a corner blitz. Haven't blitzed the corner all too often this year. And Murphy free off the edge, but that lineman came in just at the end to push him away from Kirk. 1st down goes to Jefferson. Now coming out with that bunch to the right. Single receiver to the left is Jefferson. They'll go with the angle route with a smack of a tackle on Irv Smith. That was Simmons on the tackle, who's definitely been solid for us in the middle this year. Definitely someone we're trying to build around. As they do get picked off, Zaven Collins trying to find some room to rumble, brought down by Cook as well as Emmanuel Sanders at the 15. That could be the nail in the coffin here for the Vikings. Cardinals normally an air it out team, but we've made some adjustments as the years gone by. A little bit of read option here, trying to get by Kendricks, but he is one of the better middle linebackers in the NFL for a reason. We'll get a tackle for a loss, 2nd and 13. And we'll follow that up with a little bit of a play action rollout. Send Williams on a wheel, have a couple crossing. Wanted to go for B there, but they did a good job. I believe that was Booth, just kind of sitting right underneath. And on 3rd and 6, risky here, but we'll go again with that RPO option. And we will throw it to the outside. D-Hop with a solid block there on Peterson will give us the 1st down and out of bounds. Trying to play some smart football here to close out this game. We have a 2-score lead. We don't need to be too aggressive, but we still need to make sure we're getting consistent 1st downs and getting Derek Young a fair look here at running back. Haven't seen a whole lot of Mostert today. Kind of seen a mix of all the running backs. Set up the screen pass here. Solid blocking. Try to get Young to the outside. Needs to work on his moves in the open field. Brings up a 3rd and short. And on 3rd and 1, pistol look with Max Williams and Zach Ertz in the backfield to help lead the way. And they will do just that. Plenty of running room there for the 1st down. Mostert gets about a gain of 5-ish, I believe. And since we've seen Hopkins come back, haven't seen too many deep shots to Hollywood Brown. We'd like to make sure we bring that back in, as we might have him here, but not enough of an arm there from Kyler, but almost a great catch from Brown. Falls incomplete, 2-minute warning. And we were going to go with the jet sweep here to Brown, but they do have that outside corner, maybe. So instead we'll go a little bit of power O, run down the middle, find a gap, make a nice little spin move to break a tackle, gain of about 5. Timeout called by the Vikings. And on 3rd and 5, you guessed it, RPO time. This time possible slant to Brown or handoff down the middle. And then they do a good job of covering the slant, and we're going to get close to the first down. Should be about a 4th and 1, 4th and inches. Second timeout from the Vikings. And coming out here in a jumbo running back set here. Mostert deep, but Williams in at fullback. He'll get the handoff right down the middle. We'll power through, and that'll be just about it. Last timeout called for the Vikings. We can run a couple more plays here, but just about kneel down territory is pretty much where we're at. We're going to fake the outside, hand it off to Mostert, get down the middle, let that clock run. Now ticking down to about a minute left. Again, we're going to go with that fake, toss it out. Good blocking on the outside. Young try to stay in, and he will. Gives us the first down. We'll make one last kneel down, and that'll pretty much wrap up this game. And as time ticks off the clock, that is 3 victories in a row for the Cardinals. Unfortunately for me, comes at the expense of the Vikings, but more importantly for this series and possibly the channel, get the victory here with the Cardinals. And we had to make some changes to the style of our offense to get the job done here today, and it worked out well for us. We found an option for us. When the passing game isn't working, switch things up a little bit. Go with a bit more of the RPO, and it worked. It opened things up. The defense didn't quite know where to cover because we could really get the ball to any one of 3 areas of the field pretty quickly. So that is good. We'll note that and build on that for later. And that was a solid game. Wasn't anything flashy, a 14-3 game, but really impressed by the way the team was able to make some changes, specifically on offense. Defense did great. Only allowed 3 points with a team that has Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. Great job by the defense. I mean, didn't have tremendous play here and there, but I mean, solid play throughout. Only allowed 3 points. So that was with 3 turnovers, I believe, in the first half. So great job by the defense. And I really enjoyed I don't know if you could call it breakout performance from Derek Young, but he showed that he can consistently make some plays. Definitely needs to work on his open field moves for sure, but he's a solid threat, someone we could get the ball to, and he can make some plays in open field, especially with D-Hop blocking on that left side, has been great for us. And next episode, another battle here for us against the Seattle Seahawks. They're bottom of the NFC West. Again, we need to keep up with the Rams. These next 2 weeks are going to be huge for us. We need to make sure we're continuing that win streak to try to get above the Rams. They ended up winning, so they still sit a half a game, maybe we'll just call it a full game above us, considering the fact that they beat us earlier. So if for some reason, it'd be kind of difficult because we play different amounts of games. So we're just going to call it about 3/4 of a game of difference right now, with them beating us and plus being up half a game, with them having 1 game less played but having lost 1 less game. So yeah, call it 3/4 of a game behind them right now. So we need to beat the Seahawks. We had a close game against them earlier in the season, but we found a second way to help our offense move. So medium to deep passes and RPO. That is the offense that we need to try to build and can try to run a little bit more efficiently. So that should hopefully help us out against the Seahawks. Then Rams, not next episode, but the episode after that. So a lot of good games coming soon, as well as scouting special in week 10. So make sure you stick around. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscription button. Thank all of you that have been subscribing since Madden 23 has come out. We've pretty much doubled the subscribers. So if you're new, thank you. If you've been around since like the Vikings franchise, thank you for sticking around. I hope you enjoy the Madden 23 content as well as the future content to come. So yeah, make sure you guys are subscribing, ticking that bell notification to be notified of when these videos go live. This traditional series posted every Monday and Thursday. The state only we're currently doing Ohio. They are posted every Wednesday, or that series. Yeah, they're posted every Wednesday and Saturday. So 4 videos a week. It's pretty good, right? Deserves some love. Hit that subscription button. But until next time, hope you guys are enjoying, and we'll see you later. Bye.
supposed to be.